Welcome back to Actually Historyal. In today's video, we will be diving into the fascinating and often overlooked conflict known as the Crimean War of 1853. This war, which lasted for 3 years, involved several key figures and nations, and had a significant impact on the balance of power in Europe. So, let's get started. Before we delve into the details of the Crimean War, let's understand its prelude. The war was primarily a result of the declining Ottoman Empire's struggle to maintain control over its territories, particularly in the Balkans. This led to tensions between the Ottomans and Russia, who saw themselves as protectors of Orthodox Christians in the region. Russia's aggressive stance and its demands for protectorate rights over the Orthodox Christians under Ottoman rule intensified the crisis. One of the key figures in this conflict was Tsar Nicholas I of Russia. He saw an opportunity to expand Russian influence and gain control over the strategic Black Sea region. Nicholas I's ambitions were driven by a desire to revive Russia's prestige and secure access to warm water ports. On the other side, we have Sultan Abdulmejid I of the Ottoman Empire, who sought to maintain the integrity of his empire. The Ottomans were also backed by Britain and France, who were wary of Russian expansion threatening their own strategic interests. Another important player was Napoleon III of France, who aimed to assert French dominance on the world stage and capitalize on the weakening Ottoman Empire. Napoleon III sought to bolster French prestige and counterbalance the growing Russian influence in Eastern Europe and the Middle East. By intervening in the war, France aimed to weaken Russia's strategic position and enhance its own global standing. The Crimean War was marked by several significant battles and strategies. The Battle of Sinop, fought on November 30th, 1853, was the first major engagement of the Crimean War and marked a pivotal moment in the conflict. This naval battle occurred in the harbor of Sinop on the Black Sea, where the Russian Black Sea Fleet, under Admiral Pavel Nakhimov, decisively defeated the Ottoman Navy. The battle showcased the Russian fleet's superiority and demonstrated their ability to project power, leading to a significant loss for the Ottomans. This event led to the involvement of other European powers, including Britain, France, and the Kingdom of Sardinia, as the defeat of the Ottomans heightened concerns about Russian expansionism. The Battle of Sinop thus set the stage for the broader conflict, galvanizing European powers to act against Russian ambitions and ultimately leading to their involvement in the Crimean War. One of the most crucial and prolonged engagements of the war was the Siege of Sevastopol, lasting from October 1854 to September 1855. This siege involved brutal trench warfare and highlighted the importance of logistical support and modern weaponry. The Allies eventually captured the city, but only after significant losses on both sides. One of the most famous episodes of the war was the charge of the Light Brigade during the Battle of Balaclava in 1854. This ill-fated cavalry charge, immortalized by Lord Alfred Tennyson's poem, was a result of miscommunication and poor planning, leading to heavy casualties for the British forces. Despite its tragic outcome, the charge became a symbol of bravery and the futility of war. The Battle of Balaclava also featured other notable moments, such as the Thin Red Line, where Scottish infantrymen held their ground against a Russian cavalry charge. The battle exemplified both the heroism and the horrors of warfare during the Crimean conflict. The Crimean War is also notable for the involvement of Florence Nightingale, a British nurse who revolutionized nursing practices and drastically improved medical care for wounded soldiers. Her efforts during the war had a lasting impact on healthcare systems worldwide. Nightingale's work led to significant reforms in military and civilian hospitals, emphasizing hygiene and patient care, and her contributions earned her the nickname the Lady with the Lamp. The Battle of Inkerman, fought in November 1854, was another significant engagement during the war. Known as the Soldiers' Battle, it was characterized by close-quarters combat and saw the Allies, primarily British and French troops, repelling repeated Russian attacks despite being heavily outnumbered. The battle demonstrated the effectiveness of well-trained infantry and the importance of strategic defensive positions. The Crimean War was one of the first conflicts to be extensively covered by war correspondence, bringing the realities of war to the public. William Howard Russell of the Times provided vivid reports from the front lines, influencing public opinion and government policy. The involvement of Austria in the diplomatic arena cannot be overlooked. Austria's strategic position in Central Europe and its concerns over Russian ambitions in the Balkans led to complex diplomatic negotiations. Although Austria did not engage in direct combat, its mobilization of troops along the Danube and diplomatic pressure on Russia played a crucial role in shaping the course of the war. Austria's actions ensured that the conflict did not spread into its territories, while also aligning itself with the Western powers to curb Russian influence. Finally, after 3 years of fighting, the war came to an end with the signing of the Treaty of Paris in 1856. This treaty established a balance of power in Europe and resulted in the neutralization of the Black Sea, preventing any single power from dominating the region. The treaty also required Russia to return captured territories to the Ottomans and demilitarize certain areas. The Treaty of Paris marked a diplomatic victory for the Western powers and the Ottoman Empire, but also sowed the seeds of future conflicts by leaving many underlying issues unresolved. In summary, the Crimean War was a complex conflict with far-reaching consequences. It involved a diverse coalition of nations and highlighted the interplay of geopolitical ambitions, religious tensions, and the struggle for regional dominance. The war's significant battles, such as the siege of Sevastopol and the charge of the Light Brigade, became emblematic of both the heroism and the tragedy of war. The contributions of figures like Florence Nightingale and the role of war correspondents brought the realities of the conflict to the forefront, influencing public opinion and driving reforms. The Treaty of Paris, while ending the immediate hostilities, left many issues unresolved, setting the stage for future geopolitical tensions in Europe. And there you have it, a comprehensive overview of the Crimean War. This conflict, with its complex web of alliances and rivalries, shaped European politics and set the stage for future conflicts. If you found this video informative, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more historical content. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.